Greetings and welcome back. And if it's your first time, welcome. I'm Kalia, the post op queen, certified post op care specialist, licensed esthetician, and owner of iMagic International Beauty Spa in Atlanta, Georgia. This channel is a place to get great pre and post op care tips and great advice. Today's topic is choosing an Airbnb, recovery house, or a hotel. So I want you to sit back, grab your pen and pads because we're giving out great information for you, especially if you're having surgery out of your home state. Where are you going to get your care after you have surgery? You can't just hop back on a plane and fly back home. No, you have to stay in that state for a couple of days. So we're going to go through the good, the bad, and the ugly of recovery houses, Airbnb, or staying at a hotel. Let's go. Now, let's start off with recovery houses. There are some great, good, and bad recovery houses. Okay? We're going to go through some things, some questions that you should definitely ask yourself after you have surgery. A lot of the beauties that we service here, that we take care of post op at iMagic International Beauty Spa in Atlanta, Georgia, I would say about 90% of our beauties leave the state of Georgia and go out of state to have their cosmetic procedures. Once you get there after the surgery, you will have to stay there for a couple of days in whatever state, be it California, Florida, or Texas. Some girls even go out of the country to the DR and to Colombia. So you have to stay in those states or countries for a few days. It's not recommended that you get off the surgery table and get on the plane. No, we definitely don't endorse that. So let's get into recovery houses. A couple of questions that you need to ask and that you need to do. Number one, do your research. There are a ton of surgery groups. There's Facebook, there's Instagram. Get into some of those groups and ask the ladies questions. Where did they stay? If they say recovery houses, research their recovery house. The number one question you want to ask is what's the maximum amount of beauties that will be there at one time, at one given time during your stay. You can stay at a recovery house anywhere from 3 to 6 days. So you want to know how many girls will be at that recovery house at any given day that you're there. The number two question, you want to ask how many caretakers will be there per girl. Will there be 2 caretakers to each girl, 3 caretakers to each girl, 4 caretakers to each girl, maybe 5 or 6 to each girl? You definitely want to know how many caretakers to each girl that you'll have. You also want to know about the accommodations. How many girls per room? How many beauties per room? You want to know if it's 2 beauties, 3, or 4. It just depends on the recovery home. Now, some recovery houses give you the option of doing a double occupancy or single. Of course, if you do single occupancy, there will be an extra charge. But find out, because on average, I would say there's 2 girls per room. I've heard some girls saying that it was 4 girls per room. You just want to find out what your living situation accommodations will be. The day after surgery, of surgery, is not the day to find that out. And if you know that you're picky and you don't want to stay in a room with anyone else, then you need to ask before you put your deposit down. Also, you want to know what are the bathroom accommodations like. If you're having a lipo of the abdomen and especially a tummy tuck, you do not want to step in a bathtub. You need a bathroom, a bathtub that has a walk-in shower, because you having to lift up your leg over to get in the shower, that's not the move, okay? So you definitely want to ask how many caretakers per girl. You also want to ask what's the accommodations, how many girls per room that'll be in the room that you're staying in, and you want pictures. You want to see what the bathroom accommodations will be like. Will all the beauties in the house use that same bathroom? Or is it just you and your other surgery sister that'll be in the room with you? You want to see if it's a walk-in shower or if it's a deep soak tub. All those things matter. Now, if you get a rhinoplasty or breast augmentation or lipo on the arms, then that may not bother you if you have to step in the shower. Of course not, because nose, breast, or arm. But if you're getting lipo 360, a BBL, or you're getting lipo of the thighs, then you definitely want to know what the bathroom situation is like. Okay? Another thing that I feel that is important are meals. Some recovery houses have unlimited meals. You want to know, will they accommodate you if you have dietary restrictions? I have some beauties that don't eat any pork. Some don't eat any beef. Me, for instance, I'm lactose, so therefore I need to know what's the dietary restrictions, because you need to know if it's unlimited meals and if they will accommodate your dietary restrictions. That's great to know ahead of time. Or if you need to budget so that you can do Uber Eats, or maybe you can have someone to deliver your meals to you. These are things that you need to when consider when you're booking a recovery house. Another thing you want to ask, which you may never think about, does anyone actually live at the recovery house other than the caregivers? I've had a couple of beauties tell me that they have stayed in other states to have surgery, and the recovery house that they're stayed at, they had a whole family living there, or maybe a husband and a wife, or maybe just a lady. Find out if anyone lives there other than the caretakers, because that may be a hard no for you. Okay. Also, you want to ask your recovery home what's all included. Will they pick you up for surgery? Will they take you back to your post-op appointments? And if you have massages scheduled somewhere other than at your recovery home, will they take you to those massage appointments? Will they pick you up from the airport, and will they take you to the airport? These are things that you want to have a clear understanding on before you book with the recovery home. Now, when paying for Airbnb, a lot of Airbnb hosts only take three forms of payment. Well, four: cash, Cash App, Zelle, or Venmo. A lot of reasons why they do this is because some beauties, they'll do a chargeback, which isn't cool for a business owner, especially if they have rendered services to you. So, now, if you pay cash, Venmo, Zelle, or Cash App, you have no insurance, or you have no insurance as the buyer. So what I would suggest, that if you can talk to the recovery house and ask, if you do Cash App, or Venmo, if you can do half up front to secure your space at the recovery house, and maybe you can do the other half when you get there. That way that it will ensure that you will have a spot there. I've heard some real horror stories. Some girls have paid all their money up front, and they get there and they don't have a space at all. I've also heard some girls get in there and they don't have a bed for them until the day after their surgery. Yikes! That's not cool. I've heard some girls having to sleep on the sofa, or if it's a room that has a queen or king size bed, having to share the bed. I've heard a lot of stories. That's not to say that all recovery houses are horrible, because we have some great recovery houses and some great owners and hosts that really do a great job. One house that we love that's here in Georgia is New You Recovery House with Miss Marcella. We love her. She's great for our industry, and she's great for post-op care. Good job, Miss Marcella. Keep pushing our industry forward. Now, you also want to make sure about getting post-op care massages. Some recovery houses offer, if you pay up front, that you'll get your post-op recovery massages. I'm sorry, you'll get your post-op massages included. Sometimes it's one or two. Ask them, is there a special room that you can get your massages in, or if you get the post-op massages in the room that you're in. some girls are not comfortable with their body. They don't want to be out in the open, or they don't want anyone else seeing them get a post-op care. Some of you beauties, y'all like, hey, take it all off. I don't care who see me. Some girls don't care. But if you're more on the modest side, then you definitely want to make sure to ask, where will you get your massages? And if your massages are not included with your recovery house, that's no problem. You want to ask, is it okay if you have a traveling massage therapist, if it's okay for them to come and give you a massage, and is there a designated area in the house for you to get your massages while you're there? Those are some of the main questions that you want to ask. You want to make sure of how many girls will be in the room with you. You want to know the bathroom situation. You want to know how many care providers will be there per girl, because you want to know if it's 8 girls in the house and there's only one caretaker, that's not a lot of attention that you will get. You also want to know overnight how many caretakers will be there overnight, because sometimes at night that's where your pain starts or you need more help. You also want to ask them if you will be able to get, if your care provider will help you with showers, help you get in and out of your fajas. You want to know what all is included. You want to know, are the meds also included? Because if not, you may want to bring some extra strength Tylenol with you, things of that nature. If you need to bring extra washcloth, extra towels, and soap. You want to ask as many questions as possible before you hand over that cash, because a lot of recovery houses are no refund. And I get it as a business owner. So you as the consumer, you want to ask as many questions as possible up front to make sure that you have a smooth transition after you leave the surgery table to your recovery house. Okay, so once again, you want to know about the lodging situation, how many girls will be in the room with you, the bathroom situation. Do you have a walk-in shower or is it a regular traditional tub? You want to know if the meals are included, and if so, if you have any dietary restrictions, will they accommodate your dietary restrictions? If anyone else lives in that home, you want to know that. How many care providers will be per girl or to each girl? And you also want to ask, will they pick you up from surgery, to and from surgery, from the airport? And if they'll take you to your massages if your massage therapists don't travel. You also want to know if it's possible that you can put a down payment down, half down, instead of paying the whole thing, to ensure that you will have a spot at the recovery house after surgery. You also want to make sure that you get something in writing. You want to have a paper trail. You want to have emails or text message to confirm that, hey, we got your deposit, we have your money, you do have a spot, and you want to confirm the actual dates that you're going to be there. You want to get as much in writing as possible. Just in case anything happens, you have a paper trail. Paper trails are important, okay? And communicate as much as possible. Once you pay down, you want to follow up like a week before your surgery, and you also want to follow up a day before you arrive. Hey, just giving you guys a heads up that I'll be coming down on March the 5th for my surgery. Those things are very important. Okay, now let's talk about a hotel or Airbnb. Now, some beauties may say, I'm going to rent an Airbnb and I'm going to take my friend down with me. If you're taking your friend down or a family member, make sure that that person knows that their sole purpose for going with you is to take care of you. Okay? Don't get your surgery on Saturday and your homegirl or your cousin, they trying to hit it to live to party it up while they're in Miami. No, no, no. Their primary goal is to take care of you. I also have some beauties that stay at hotels and Airbnbs that will bring a family member with them, and then they'll also hire a nurse. There are a lot of nurses, LPNs, RNs, that cater specifically to you beauties who are having surgery. And what they'll do, you can have them for 24 hours, or you may have them for 5 hours a day or 8 hours. I think it's best if you have someone to go with you. Maybe for the first 1 to 3 days, you have a nurse anywhere from 5 to maybe 7 hours that day. Some of the nurses, they could come in the morning, they'll help you get dressed, they'll help feed you, get in and out of your faja, shower, change your bandages. They'll help you out as much as possible, make you feel comfortable. And then the rest of the day, you'll have your family member with you. I had one beauty, she had a nurse to come in the morning for 4 hours, and then at night, she'll come back for another 4 hours. I had another beauty here at I Magic International that had a nurse only for 5 hours for 3 days. And then she had her mom with her. So it's totally up to you. Now, another benefit to having an Airbnb is you have a kitchen. So if you get down to your surgery states a day before, you can go to the local grocery store, you can buy your food, you guys can come back home, whoever's staying with you, and prepare a couple of meals. You can also do a meal prep service. You can have a chef to come in for you. You have different options. You also have, if you have in a condo or a house or a townhouse on Airbnb, you can walk around the house to get some exercise. You maybe want to go outside to get a little exercise. So if you have an Airbnb, you have more of a free range. You don't have to worry about sharing a room or a bathroom with anyone other than the people that you bring down. If you want to have your massage therapist to come and give you your post-op lymphatic drain massage, you can have a nurse or a chef. It's totally up to you. But I like the Airbnb. I also like recovery homes. Some people don't want to have to worry about anything. They'll just let the recovery host take care of them. If you are doing a hotel or an Airbnb, I highly suggest that you take a clear or a white shower liner and line the bed, the mattress with that. Because after surgery, those first 3 days, you will bleed and drain a lot. And you want to have those chuck pads, those blue and white big chuck pads. You want to line the bed with that. Because the last thing that you want to do if you're staying at an Airbnb or a hotel is ruin their sheets and their mattress, especially at an Airbnb. They will make you pay for that. Okay? We don't want to accrue any additional charges that we don't have to. So remember to just get a thin, white, inexpensive shower liner. I like the clear ones. You can get that because you can wipe it off and put it back down on the mattress. And if you stand at an Airbnb, it'll let you know if you have queen or king size beds. You can grab a pair of the inexpensive sheets at Walmart. I think the queen size may be about 10 or 11 bucks, but I would rather do that than have to pay for their sheets and their mattress. A hotel is the same thing. Unlike an Airbnb, hotels are smaller. It's guaranteed that you'll stay there. They normally don't cancel your reservations, and you don't have the space to walk around like you would have to walk around at an Airbnb. Now you could walk around after your surgery up and down the hallways or in your room, and you may not have a big kitchen to cook as many meals, but you will have the privacy of having your own space, your own bed. Now, most hotels don't have walk in showers, but some of them do. And you can arrange that or request that, especially if you're getting a tummy tuck or lipo. Remember, you're not going to want to have to climb over and get in the shower. You want to just walk into everything. Because if you have that tummy tuck and you're cut from side to side, you don't want to do a lot of movement at all, unnecessary movement of picking your legs up if you don't have to. So, today we went over the good, the bad, and the ugly of recovery homes, Airbnbs, and hotels. We hope these tips have been extremely helpful. I hope they have been helpful. If you have any questions, please drop me a comment below in the comment section. If you want to get with me immediately, please hit me up, DM me on my IG page. That's iMagicIntel. Also, subscribe, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Give this video the thumbs up. Share it with your friends, anyone that you know that's having surgery. Share it and turn your notifications on so you don't miss any of my informative weekly videos. I'll see you guys later. Peace, love, and amazing post-op care. Wink you later. Bye.